Hello friends, I'm Nancy Thompson with Create with Nancy, and it's time for some creative ink. It's time to get crafty and be inspired, so you're going to share some creativity with others. So I know I'm late. It's been so busy here at the house today. So we've just been doing all kinds of things because it's a beautiful day here in Central New York. So if you're new to my channel, come on in and say hello. Let me know where you're from. And if it's your first time watching, because I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you can see the latest videos that I share with you. With more creativity. So Friday is usually some type of little advanced fun fold or technique. So we are continuing on with our quilty cards this week. What do I want to say? On Wednesday I shared some simple ones, and let me grab them. It was this one with the Noel. And we are, hang on, I need to move, there we go, move my camera stand out of the way a little bit for you. So yes, I shared this simple and easy quilt card. Let me get this in the right view for you. There you go, there. Okay, it was like using strips of designer paper on the background, and then we embellished it with these simple die cuts here. So let's get started because it's a beautiful day and we all need to get out and enjoy the rest of it, because I hate to say it could be our last one for several months. It's like in the 70s here, so I don't know if we want to call this our Indian summer or what. So okay, let's get down to our desktop. There we go. And remember, if you're just joining in, I'm Nancy Thompson with createwithnancy.com, and I love sharing creative ideas with you, so you're feeling inspired to share them with others, and just keep sharing the joy of getting that handcrafted card in the mail. So, okay, so what are we making today? So we are going to step up this version right here with using these, we're going to use some wider strips, okay? I've got one, a card to show you using these skinnier half-inch strips. So let's start. So I'm a fan of the adhesive sheets. These are in our annual catalog, and you can find them there. And I'm going to start out with a larger piece of cardstock because I just find it easier to, when using the adhesive sheets and it's sticking to these little pieces, to cut it down to the size that I want. So we're going to just, sometimes it sticks to the big piece, but for some reason it's just sticking to that little one. So I'm just butting it up against that seam, and we're going to do this one here, and there we go. Okay, so we're going to cut this down, and I'm going to kind of create a straight edge, all right, because we definitely want it to be, so we're going to just cut it down a little bit. So this needs to be, yes, what size does this need to be, Nancy? Let me just measure, make sure I don't have to do this again. Okay, so this is going to be 4.5 by 3.5 inches, okay? That's what I thought, but it never hurts to double check. Okay, so now we have a straight edge here, all right? And I'm looking over here, and I can see I've got quite a bit of space to play there. So we're going to just, we'll get that trimmed off. And then we needed it 3.5 inches wide, so we can do that because this is a straight edge now. And let's line that up at 3.5. So now we can trim that off. You're really not wasting that much, but it definitely makes it so much easier than to have putting those sheets on the exact size. And this one needs to be 4.5. Okay. So it's a little bit of waste, but to have the ease, I'm going to go for it. Okay, so that's all the trimming we need to do. And I forgot to mention, we're using this Joy of Christmas designer paper. It's in our, I don't know if I have all 6 designs here. It's in our 23 September through December mini catalog. And it is called, I'm pretty sure it's Joy of Christmas, what it's called. And it's got these fabulous designs here. I love the shaded spruce check, and then the holly with berries. We've got a red spruce, and I think I'm missing one. Let's look at the flip side. Which one are we missing? We are missing this one right here. This bigger one, this bigger print of hollies. So let's flip it over. So we've got pebbled path like bark, and a nice real red mixture. We've got some pecan bark here. Some musical notes that are pebbled path right there, and some shaded spruce, and then some more pecan pie, a little bit more subtle musical notes. This is a fabulous collection of designer paper. I want to keep using it, so I'm trying to use something else. Okay, so that's the paper we're using today. So we're going to also use, let me pull in a few things here. We're going to use 4 strips that are 1 inch by 3 1/4 inches. Okay, so we are going to, when you're using adhesive, you want to just give it a little rub here. And before I take the adhesive, let's figure out what we're going to do with this. So what I'm going to do is we're going to just kind of create a border around our piece of cardstock here, and kind of figure out, give a plan as to what layout you want. Okay, so you're a little bit organized. Let's see, I think that looks pretty good, so we're going to kind of go with that, I think. Let's see, yeah, what did I do differently on this one? Okay, we're going to go with that. All right. There's no right or wrong, so let's peel off our adhesive backing, okay, and it should release itself. So now this is completely like having adhesive on it. All right, and wait to see what magical thing we're going to add to this on the part that's not going to be covered with designer paper. I love using, we're going to add a little bit of gilded leafing. I love gilded leafing. It's a little messy, but it's so fun to use. So we're going to start out with the 2 outer pieces here. Okay, and I'm just gonna kind of just gently put it in place. All right, and in case I decide I want to move it. All right, well, let's see, I think, and it doesn't have to be perfect, and it is sticky, so try not to overdo it and move it around. Let's see, how did I do? Okay, I think that'll be okay. This looks a little crooked. Remember, you know what? We're going to just leave it. So I'm going to just secure my paper onto that. Now, wherever you see white is still got lots of adhesive to it. So we're going to pull in my gilded leafing, and it comes in a jar like this. There is so much in here. You are just going to be amazed as to how much is in this jar. Okay, I don't know if I think I'm on jar number 2. Okay, so you can really use it a lot. So I like putting it in a big container because it is really messy. Okay, so we're going to, I'm just going to kind of pick up some of this leafing. Okay. And I'm going to just try to cover it all up. In fact, you can just kind of just set it down in here and just press as much as you can to that leafing, okay? And I'm going to just start gently just brushing it away, and maybe brushing some more on, just in a light, very light motion, because I don't want to I want to make sure that the adhesive doesn't get brushed away, okay? I want to make sure I'm getting the leafing in and covering up all that adhesive. I feel like there's a spot there. So let's just doing this. I think this adds so much richness to your card. Let's see. All right. Let's do this. And this open up sponges, but you can look for some type of sponge to use, and it doesn't matter how big of a piece this is, you can just still keep rubbing it into that adhesive until you're sure it's all covered up, okay? I love the big flakes. There's some really big flakes in here. If you're tedious, you can just kind of set it down in there and it'll rub on too, but I just kind of put it down in here. All right, I think that's all that's gonna cover, so let's, forgot to mute my phone, so sorry guys. Hopefully you're not hearing the dings. I think it's in the other room. All right, so let's see, so today is Friday. Yeah, what is today's date? Friday the 27th. It's almost the end of October. Just a few more days. Yikes. Okay, so I think that is good enough. So you want to do slow motions because this is so staticky that it just flies everywhere. That's why I use a big deep dish, big enough so I can get at least a quarter sheet down in there and be able to work, okay? And I keep the jar in there too. As you can see, there is just, it's the static of this stuff. I don't know if I can get this down underneath here or what. There, let's see if we can rub this off. Okay. So we'll just put that away. All right, let's finish our card. Isn't that just gorgeous? Look at that, all that gold in there. It's kind of like the cheap way of doing gold foil, okay? You can, otherwise I could have used gold foil, but that's like a lot more expensive to create a card with. Okay, so we're gonna layer this onto some cherry cobbler, okay? And this is 3 5/8 by 4 5/8. So let's do this. Okay, so everybody must really be busy today. So hopefully this is live because I really didn't turn on my computer this time to make sure. Okay, let's see if we get some glue here going. Okay, there we go. Now it's going to come out like gangbusters. Let's try to, so we're just going to layer this onto some cherry cobbler. There we go. I was working on getting dinner already, and okay, so now we've got a piece of crumb cake from the Stylish Shape Dies. So let's get out some ink. I didn't even mount my stamps. So I'm going to use the Brightest Glow. I love this set. It's absolutely fabulous. So let's use 'Tis the Season here on this. And I love using my grid paper, and we sell the larger sheets of grid paper, but these are some of the old Stamparatus pads. I tried to stock up on as much as I could before they got discontinued, because I kind of saved these for the lives, because it just doesn't take up so much space on my desk. Okay, that looks fabulous. We're going to stamp the inside too. So what are we going to put on the inside here? Let's go with this other set that I love. We used this last time. Made a piece of the season, Light Your World. Okay. Here we go. Let's do this. Okay, it's a little heavy there in a couple of spots, but that's okay. And let's take some shaded spruce ink while we're doing this. And we're gonna, this is the Christmas Classics stamp set. That's the bundle that goes with that Noel. Well, no, it's not. There is one of the bundles. It's part of the mega suite there. That's in the mini catalog, so you can check that out as well. And make sure, let's see, here's a block here, and if you need to order, there is where you can go to the online store to place an order for any of these products that you're in love with. Okay, let's just kind of do that. Isn't that just pretty? And while we have that, let's do our envelope as well. We're getting all our stamping out of the way, right? There we go. Isn't that sweet? Okay, time to finish up this card. We are almost done. Okay, we've got our envelope, we've got our inside, so we can layer this. Okay, that's a piece of scrap there. Let's do this. Even had the heat off today, and it's been just a fabulous week here. We're all gonna miss it. We envy all of you who live down south. Okay, we need a bone folder here. Let's do that. There we go. And this is going to go on the inside of our card. I layered this onto the same size cardstock is what was cut for this, 3.5 by 4.5, and then the cherry cobbler is the same size as well. So this is going to frame this beautifully. Let's see, that feels crooked. There we go. All right, so there's that. Now let's finish up this card front. So we've got our words here, and then we've got a piece of shaded spruce, and let me see if I can reach my punch here. Here we go. Let's grab this punch, that old standby hexagon punch, because if you have a square punch or something that has an angle on it, to give you that angle, this works perfectly. Even though it's retired, I still love to use it. Okay, so hopefully they quit calling. Let's do this. That's the first time my phone has rung today. It's in the other room. Okay, so we've gonna layer that onto a piece of shaded spruce, and we're gonna dimensionalize this. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to put this right here. There we go. And then we're going to add some more dimensionals right there. And let's do that. Let's do this. There we go. Okay, let's add some gold cording. We're gonna make a double bow, and so let's double this up. There we go. And let me grab this. We got silver coming out our ears too. And here we go. Let's do this. Let's tie this really tight. There we go. And then we're going to add a mini glue dot to put this on. All right, so nobody has joined me today. Okay, we're going to add this here. So if you're catching the replay, I hope you love this. Make sure to leave a comment just to let me know if you've used gilded leafing in the past or are falling in love with it for the first time. And you can find that as well in our annual catalog. There we go. Look at that. I don't even think it needs any embellishments. And then we have our stamped card right there for you. So I want to just also remind you that there's only a couple more days if you are in love with all these products, and if you find that your wish list is more than $60, then I hope you come and talk to me about how to maximize your value. Okay, so make sure you check out the 35% more or 35% off a starter kit, the join kit, where you can get some free product at a really good price. It all ends on October 31st. Okay, so hi Colleen, welcome. Okay, so here's this gilded leafing card, and then I want to show you, let me show you. Here is one that I did on the angle. So I kind of made my Noel across this way for it instead. And then here's another way that you can add some more quilting to your card. Okay, here I simply took some 1-inch squares and then put them on a 1-inch, I think it was 3 3/4 white cardstock. And then I ran it through the embossing with an embossing folder, and hopefully you can kind of see it kind of gives a really totally different texture to the card as well. And even the background is embossed with that musical notes. So there's lots of ways you can dress up your crafting by just using a few simple products. So hi Mary Sarah, welcome. I'm so glad you like this card. So remember to come back next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Hopefully 3 p.m. I know I was late today. Roughly 3 p.m. And for some more creative ink, I'll have another great idea to share with you, because there's just so much to share in these catalogs. So enjoy today if you're in Central New York or wherever. It's beautiful out. And if you have any questions or you need help ordering anything, please reach out to me. Okay, everybody, thanks so much, and we will see you again for some creative ink. And don't forget to share it with others. Bye-bye.